Welcome students. Today we are going to see about anonymous function. This anonymous function is also called as lambda function. The function without a name means that is called anonymous function. These functions can be using the lambda keyword. For defining the function, we are using the lambda keyword. But in normal function, we are using the keyword def, def, that is for definition. But in anonymous function, we are using the lambda keyword. So it is called as lambda function. Let us see the syntax for the lambda function. Lambda argument expression. So this is the syntax for the lambda function, that is lambda of argument colon expression. By seeing the example, you can clearly understand how we can use the lambda function. Sum equaled lambda argument 1 comma argument 2. So two arguments here we are using. No, the function name is given. Not at all the function name is given. We are adding the value argument 1 and argument 2. That is argument 1 plus argument 2. Next we are printing sum of 30 comma 40. We are calling the function that is sum. So 30 plus 40, that will be added. And next one, sum of minus 30, 40. So minus 30 plus 40, answer 10 will be printed. So the output of this program will be, the sum is 30 plus 40, 70. And next one, the sum is minus 30 plus 40, we got 10. So like this only, we have to use the lambda function. Next, we will go for return statement. Each and every function, we are using the return statement. This return statement has been used at the end of the function. By seeing the return statement, we can understand that function gets over. This return statement can be using the keyword return. The syntax for the return statement is return of expression list. Return expression list. Expression list is an optional thing. If we want, we can give. Otherwise, simply return statement alone we can give. Let us see the example for the return statement. Def user ABS of n. N is an parameter. If n greater than or equal to 0, return n, else return minus n. X equal to int input of enter a number. Then only we are calling the function. Here the function name is user ABS of x. So we are getting the input from the user. See the output, enter a number, we have given 25. So user ABS of x, the x value is 25. Then the 25 will be passed to n. What is the n value now? N value is 25. So 25 greater than or equal to 0. The condition is true. So the if part will be executed. Return n. N value will be printed. That the 25 will be printed. Next output, we are giving the input as minus 25. So the n value is minus 25. So minus 25 greater than or equal to 0, that is false. So the answer will be 25. 25 will be printed. Okay. Next, we will see the scope of variable. In all the programming languages, the scope of variable plays an vital role. In C++ also, the scope of variable is used in various accesses. The scope of variables in C++ is of 4 types: local scope, global scope, file scope and class scope. But in Python, these type of scope will be of 2 types. One is local scope and another one is global scope. Scope of variables means it is a part of the program. It can be accessible within the block of code or outside the block of code or within the program. Like that it will be accessible. First we will see about the local scope. Local scope means it is declared inside the function body. That variable is called as local variable. We are having some rules for using the local variable. That local variable should be accessed only within the block, and it can be declared inside the block, and also can exist only when the function is executing. If the function is not executing, it will not be used, and that local variable will be an argument to that particular function. So these are the rules for the local variable. Main thing in the local scope is it is declared inside the function body, and it can be accessed only within the function body. These are the two main points for the local scope. Next term, we will see the example for the local scope. Def LOC, that LOC is an function name, and y is a local scope. What is the y value we have given? 0. Y equal to 0. Then we are printing the y value. So we got the output 0. Inside the function, y has been declared and 0 has been assigned to y. And inside the function itself, we are printing the value. This is the local scope. That y is the local variable. Let us see the another example. In this example, also y is the local variable, but we have printed outside the function. If you are printing the local variable outside the function, or if you are accessing the local variable outside the function, then it will show an error. It will not work. Already I said local variable should be declared inside the function, and also it should be accessed only inside the function, not outside the function. So y is a local variable that has been accessed outside the function. Because of that only it shows an error. Next, we will see about the global scope. The global scope can be declared or can be used anywhere in the program, and it can be defined outside the scope of any function. That is, within the program we can declare the global scope. Throughout the program you can use the global scope. There are also some rules for using the global keyword. That is, when you are defining the variable outside the function, the global keyword is not necessary. It is not a compulsory one when you are declaring. But if you are declaring inside the function as a global variable, you have to use the keyword global. Then only the interpreter will understand that it is a global variable. And the use of global keyword outside the function will not be effective. No need to use the global keyword outside the function. You are giving the variable itself, the interpreter can understand that it is a global variable. If you are giving inside the function only, you have to use the global keyword. Let us see the example for the global variable. See, in the last example, y equal to 0, that has been given inside the function. But here the c value is given outside the function because it is a global variable. Def add is a function name, and we are printing print of c. What is the value c? 1. So the output of this program will be 1. C is the global variable, and just we are printing the global variable, and we have got the answer 1. Let us see the next example. This example, global variable has been used inside the function. If you are using the global variable inside the function, definitely you have to use the keyword global. Look at the first line of the program, that is x equal to 0. We have declared outside the function, so that is global variable. Def add is the function name, and again we are giving global x. So this x is an global variable which has been used inside the function using the keyword global. X equal to x plus 5. So it will be incremented. Okay, and we are printing the value. What the output of this program inside add of function x value is, it will take the x value as 5. Okay. Next, that is x is 0. We have given x equal to x plus 5. So 0 plus 5, 5 will be printed. And in main x value is x. Outside the function, what is the global value? 0. Now we have changed. So again the 5 will be printed. So we got the answer 5 for both the x. I think you clearly understand about this one. If you are declaring outside, no need to give the global variable. If you are declaring inside the function, you have to give the keyword global. Next example, both global and local variables has been used in the same code. X equal to 8. X is a global variable which is used outside the function, and inside the function y is a local variable which is used inside the function, and again we are using global x by using the keyword global. Y equal to local and x equal to x into 2. Now we are printing x. The x is a global. Print y. Y is local. What is in the value x? What is value will be in x? 8. Here we have given x into 2. So 8 into 2, the output is 16, and we are printing y. What is the thing in y? Local. So the output will be local is printed. So we are using both the global variable and local variable in the same code. In some of the program, it may be necessary for giving global and local variable. If it is necessary only, you can use both. If it is no need, means you can use only the global or only the local variables. Next example, global variable and local variable with the same name. In previous example, we have used x and y. Global variable as x and local variable as y. It is both are different name. But in this code, we have used same name for both the variable. X equal to 5, that is global variable, and inside the function x equal to 10, that is the local variable. We are printing the local variable x, that is local variable x value is 10. So we got the answer 10. And next we are printing the global variable. Print global x. So what will be the global variable value? 5. So the 5 will be printed. By this example, you have clearly understand about the local variable and global variable. Today's class, we have seen about the anonymous function. That anonymous function is also called as lambda function. And we have seen the syntax and examples. And the important 5-mark question, that is scope of variables. It has been asked in public exams. That scope of variable has been classified into 2 types. That is local scope and global scope. We have seen the definitions and rules, and also the example for the local scope, and also we have seen the global scope definitions, rules, and also global keyword also we have seen, and various examples we have seen. That is global and local variable, both are used in the same code and both are used with the same name. So by seeing this example, you have clearly understand about the scope of variable. Next class, we will see about the built-in and mathematical functions in Python. Thank you.